This is Electric Universe Eyes, and today I'm going to narrate The Great Comet Venus by David Talbott, 1997, section titled, Velikovsky's Legacy. What does the astronomer's dilemma mean for the historian seeking to account for ancient mythical images of Venus? At the present time, the unveiling of Venus means nothing to the historian because neither the historian nor the astronomer acknowledges any connection between the mythical history of Venus and the planet's actual history. But it was this presumed chasm between myth and science that Velikovsky challenged in Worlds in Collision, when he claimed that the mythical record presents a coherent story of celestial disaster with Venus as provocateur. I must emphasize at the outset that I do not know of a single Velikovskyan researcher who accepts Velikovsky's interpretation of myth in detail. Later investigation has shown that major dimensions of the mythical material must be reinterpreted. But to evaluate Velikovsky's place in the history of science, you have to focus on fundamentals. It was at the most fundamental level that Velikovsky's new perspective threatened modern theoretical frameworks, for he claimed, planets now moving on stable orbits many millions of miles from Earth have not always moved on these paths. The solar system has been unstable within human memory. That means not millions or billions of years ago, but within the past few thousand years. More than once in recent history, errant planets menaced the Earth. In myths and legends, man preserved a record of spectacular celestial events. The primary powers in the myths are planets. Hence, we cannot understand the myths by any reference to the way things are today. More specifically, Velikovsky offered a dramatic profile of the planets based on myth and symbol. The planet Venus once possessed a comet-like tail, and its orbit brought the planet into confrontation with the Earth. The planet Mars, the war god of the ancient world, participated directly in Earth-changing catastrophes and appeared to battle other celestial bodies in the sky. During an epoch remembered as the Golden Age, the planet Saturn once shone as the dominant light in the sky when the Earth was possibly a satellite of Saturn. These principles are not just novel, but central to an entirely new way of looking at man, the Earth, and its celestial habitat. Now, more than 40 years after publication of Worlds in Collision, as astronomers wrestle with new images of Venus, it is only appropriate that we ask for a reassessment of Velikovsky's place in history and pose the question once again, did Venus enter ancient history as a comet? It is time to raise the question because only Velikovsky's claims anticipated the present glaring mysteries about Venus. What extraordinary stresses on Venus occurred so recently that the most candid of astronomers are unwilling to assign any geological age to massive resurfacing of the planet? If the emerging profile of Venus does indeed provoke astronomers and historians to ask the forbidden question, there will be no stopping the avalanche. To ask the question is to open the door to other unasked questions, and ultimately to legitimize a field of research with no prior legitimacy in the eyes of popular science. And where will this lead? The astronomer Shapley's now famous words have become a two-edged sword. If Velikovsky is right, the rest of us are crazy. The shifting perspective caused by the new Magellan data is barely a hint of the upheaval to come. Once the mere possibility of a comet Venus is entertained, for Velikovsky's comet will, in fact, be found on every page of ancient sources. Grant an authentic celestial reference for the global pictographs and accounts of Venus, and your perception of the past will be forever changed.